And you're going to pull
Just
that
like a
up.
square shape.
You're going to pull that up to the middle. Not like that. You're going to hold it to the middle. You've got to make sure you're holding it at that 90-degree angle like that. And so if the customer and client wants a good inch off the layers, that's about that much. So you think when that's off, that's going to drop down.
Yeah.
Can you see? So that shorter layer,
Yeah.
it's going to fall there. And you're going to have cut that off. So it's going to layer into that length. Does that make sense? But if you cut there, that's going to be really short. You've got to make sure you're picking it up to that middle bit. Take about an inch. Alright. Then that drops down like that. But you want to sort of do the next section into it. So you get your next section. And you go deeper down like that. But you're going to pull that up to the middle again. Now can you see it's all dropping down? That's what it needs to do. That's your length dropping down. And you've still got a bit to cut off that. So all you're doing really is you're layering that top bit. When that drops down, it's fine too, because that's your length to drop back down. You don't want to really cut much off the length. You're just picking that top layer up. See? And whatever drops down needs to drop down. Don't think, oh, I need to get that bit again and cut it. It's fine for it to drop. So that's your length. Alright, so we're going to start on that section now. So again, making sure you've got that tension and you're pulling that up to the middle. You see? I mean, I'll always go into that section and pull it up. Can't just like leave it because there might be a bit to come off, but most of it will drop down. If you're pulling your hair up to that angle, it'll all drop up, but that's fine. And then you'll go around to this section. If you think of it like a pizza, so you're working around like a pizza in your section. Or a Terry's chocolate orange. So this is that section. So we're going to pull that up to the middle. Can you see when I said before you'll always have a guideline? That's your guideline there, and then that needs to come off. Now with this section, because it's like the bottom and the length, I'm still going to pull it into the middle, but a lot's going to drop. Look, you see it all dropping, and that's your length, what you don't need to cut. So then I've done that bit, so I'm going to go down that bit now. Like a Terry's chocolate orange for next section. But you sort of stand a bit more around there, so you can pull that section up, and so you can pull it tight. Again, pull into the middle. You should see that guideline. Not a lot to come off really, but if it was thicker hair, there'd be a lot more hair to cut off, but because it's so thin on the ends. So I'm just going to get you to do the back before I do the front, because I don't want you to take all the sides off. Now again, this bottom bit is the length, but I'm just still going to pull it right up. And whatever will drop, will drop. You see that guide? You always see your guide, like you could before, you know, when you were doing a one length cut. Just make sure your hair's kept wet all the time because it just dry off so quick. So if you think of it like working around a pizza or a chocolate orange. Alright, did that make sense?
Yeah.
So you pull in everything to the middle. Not there, you don't cut it there. You're pulling it to the middle. So if we all do that, and then we'll move on to the sides, because with the sides you just have to do them slightly different or she'll end up cutting out length off. But that's the back, like a layered back. I know it don't look very layered because it's wispy and thin anyway. But that's like a long graduation cut. And like a pizza. But you can still pick that section up there, you know what you've already cut, and sort of bring a bit into it just for your guideline. But again, just pulling that straight up. And you should have a bit of a guideline if you pick a bit of that up, you see, sort of one. And just like that. So I've just done that section, so I'll just go down a bit further, see if anything will come up. Pulling it up. Just a little bit into it. Now I've had this done before. If I didn't pull that up on the side and just pull directly out, what's going to happen?
You could have loads of little layers, aren't you?
So if someone went at that angle there, on the side, that's going to be your shortest point. And they're going to take all that weight out there. I know there's not much there anyway, but I've had it, like I've had completely like my sides took off. So that's why you've got to make sure you're pulling that right up. And then with the next section, I'd go straight up. But this is the fringe bit here, this long bit, isn't it? I'd leave that out. And with the next section, go straight up. Right, but the front a bit longer. So I'm pulling a bit of that section up again, what I've already cut. Working round. It's basically like you're layering this top bit. Alright, so I'd probably do one more there to the ears. Pick a bit of that up. Should already cut that. Put that. And then with the front bit, I'm just going to pull back. Okay. So it's just saying working way around like a pizza, but then when you get to the front bit, you're just going to like over direct it a bit. So just pull back rather than going straight up. Pull it back. Alright. Like I said, then no matter how she was wearing it round front, you'd come round to the side and do that anyway. And sort of shape that round or whatever they were having done. But you've sort of kept most of that length. Alright, think I can just fold that round?